Hello, my crafty friends. I hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. If you're new to my channel, please stop and take a moment to hit that red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, as well as that little bell so that you will always be notified when I upload a new video. Today, I have a really fun and super easy project for you. I made this waterfall folio with Notepad. This project makes a wonderful gift by itself, or you can include it as part of another larger package, such as a mini album or a gift bag. I made this project using the Dreamer collection by Mintay. I love this paper. I think it is so beautiful. I did do a full walkthrough of this paper collection, and I'll be sure to include that link in the description box below. You can find this paper at ASC Craft Supplies. They have 2 retail locations, both a website and an Etsy shop. Please feel free to use my coupon code ROBYN10, that's all in caps, to receive a 10% discount upon checkout. This folio measures 7.5 inches by 4. It has a 3/4 inch spine. Now on the front of this cover, I have kept it fairly flat because it is going inside another project. I did do a double layer mat, and we have this beautiful lilac color in the background and the Mintay paper on the front. I outlined it with these beautiful flat back pearls, and I also added a bit of dimension with these faceted rhinestones in pink. And I used my Spectrum Noir glitter ink. Let me show that to you. This is the sparkle ink that I used. It's by Spectrum Noir. It's called Sparkle Ink in Clear. And then finally, I added in this little sentiment here that says Dreamer, and I had that flanked with 2 faceted gems on either side. And then you have this beautiful bird pattern on the back. For the closure, I used a simple grosgrain ribbon in this beautiful lavender color. So let's open this up and see what's inside. On the left side, I have created this simple pocket box, and inside we have this notepad, which is fairly thick. I've decorated it with the lilac mat and beautiful paper from the collection. I made this extra sturdy by including a piece of medium weight chipboard, and then I simply covered it with white cardstock. Now the great thing about this is once you've used all of the pages in the notepad, you can simply replace it with another notepad and it'll fit perfectly inside this pocket. This pocket measures 1/2 inch wide. On the right side, I have 8 waterfall mats, and this will hold up to 15 photos. I've only decorated the front of each of the waterfalls, and on the back, you can use it for a photo or for journaling. Now, you could also include photos on the front. However, the paper is so lovely, I would hate to cover it up. To decorate these panels, I did use the 6x6 pad. Now that I've given you an overview of this easy waterfall folio with Notepad, I'm going to grab my materials so that we can make this together. I'll be right back. I've already gathered the materials to make this project, so let's get started. I am using the Dreamer collection by Mintay. For this project, we will need cardstock for the base. You'll need a solid color for your mat, as well as designer cardstock. You'll need some sort of adhesive. You can either use glue or sticky tape. You will need a ribbon. This measures 26 inches, and this will be the closure. You will need a bone folder, as well as a scoreboard and a paper trimmer. To make the cover, you'll need cardstock that measures 8 3/4 by 7 1/2, and you want to score that at 4 inches and 4 3/4 inches. For the matting layers, you'll need 4 pieces of colored cardstock that measure 3 7/8 by 7 3/8. You'll also need decorative paper that measures 3 5/8 by 7 1/8. For the spines, you will need 2 pieces of colored cardstock that measure 5/8 of an inch by 7 3/8, and the decorative paper will be 3/8 of an inch by 7 1/8. To make the pocket, you'll need a piece of paper that measures 6 by 4 1/2 inches. You're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inch, and 5.5 inch. You want to turn this over, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch and then 1 inch. You'll also need colored cardstock that measures 3 7/8 by 3 3/8. And you'll need decorative paper that measures 3 5/8 by 3 1/8. And to make the waterfall, you will need
8 pieces of paper
that measure 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. You're going to score at 1/2 inch on the 4 1/2 inch side. For the matting layers, you will need colored cardstock that measures 3 1/2 by 3 7/8 inch. And then for the decorative panel, you will need a piece that measures 3 1/4 by 3 5/8. You'll also need ribbon that measures about 26 inches long. This will be the closure. To make our waterfall, I want to first attach the ribbon. And so I'm going to open up our journal like so. Let me move some of these panels out of the way. And I'm going to lay the ribbon right in the middle. Okay, so let's hold this up. You want to adjust the ribbon so that it is even. And then when you find the place that you want it, just go ahead and make a little mark. And then grab some score tape. This is going to help our ribbon stay in place. I'll turn this over. I'm going to put more score tape. I'm going to take off the score tape. I'm going to put my ribbon down, making sure that there's an even amount on the front as well as the back. So now I have the ribbon on. Let's go ahead and glue on our decorative mats. So you want to grab the mat for the front cover, the spine, and the back cover. I'm going to glue these down and then I'll be back to finish the inside. Now that we have our decorative panels on, let's turn this over and we will glue down our interior mats. Now, I intentionally did not include decorative layers here because we're going to cover this panel with our waterfalls, and those already have decorative panels. So go ahead and glue these panels down, and then next we will assemble our pocket. Now that we've glued down our inside panels, let's go ahead and glue our pocket down. So you want to grab this piece here, then you want to grab a pair of scissors, and you want to cut this score line right here, right up to the first score line here. And you want to do that for this second panel here. And then you want to cut off this little piece here. Okay, and you want to do that to the other side. So you want to cut up to the first score line. You want to do that to this score line here. And we're going to cut off this little tab right here. So now what you want to do is fold this panel in. And you want to glue this tab inside here. So it's going to be just like so. Okay, and it's going to create a little box. Okay, and you're going to do that on the other side. Okay, a nice square box. So let's glue that down now. Give that a few seconds to hold. You want to make sure you burnish this piece down. And then we'll glue in this second tab here. Now what you want to do is fold in these flaps here just like so. And you're going to glue this tab up. So we're going to put a little glue here on the bottom and a little glue here. You might want to stick your finger in there just to help it along. Okay, and let's do that to this other side here. And now we are going to attach this pocket. Let's put the glue on. Okay, we're going to fit this right all the way down here on the bottom. Okay, and then take your bone folder and just make sure that you attach the inside flaps. So I've glued on the pocket, and then I also went ahead and glued on these decorative mats for the sides of the box just so that it looks finished when it's closed. The dimensions for these side panels in the bottom, you'll need 2 pieces that measure 3/8 of an inch by 3 3/8, and then you'll need another piece on the bottom that measures 3/8 of an inch by 3 7/8. Now let's glue in our waterfall panels. To glue this down, you can use score tape or wet adhesive. And what I'm going to do is glue this right at the top. And you want to make sure that this panel is centered. So let's go ahead and glue this down now. Line this right up to the top. Then I'm going to take the next panel and I'm going to glue that right underneath, making sure that it's even and nice and straight. So I'm going to finish gluing on the rest of these waterfall panels and I'll be right back. I've glued down all of our waterfall panels. And I left the back blank so you can include a photo or journaling. We have a small little border strip here. This is 3/8 of an inch by 3.5. Now we can begin working on our notepad. To make the notepad, you will need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 3 3/4 by 7. And then a piece of light chipboard that also measures 3 3/4 by 7. And this is just a cereal box. This is about the same weight that you would have in a typical notepad. And I have several pieces of printer paper here. I simply took a piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and on the 11-inch side I cut 3 sets of 3 3/4 by 7 inches. I was able to easily cut 7 sheets, and I did that 3 times, so I have just about 63 or so pages that have been cut down. And then I have this decorative panel. This will go on top of the notepad, and this measures 3 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches, and I simply rounded the edges. So first, we are going to glue the cardstock onto the front and back of the chipboard. Now we're going to glue our note pages together. So you want to grab your stack as well as the back and make sure that they are nice and even and lined up at the top. And then we're going to take hot glue and apply a nice even line on the top. And you want to take your bone folder and just kind of pat this down so that it spreads evenly across the top. And then you want to take your decorative panel. I'm going to lay it on top here. Make sure it's right to the edge. Okay, and before you glue it down, take your bone folder and just burnish it. So it creates a little score line for the top of the pad to fit in. So I'm going to hold the back of this. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to put adhesive on the top of this decorative panel, and then I'm going to fold down, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back. And then we have our little pad, and we can just slide it into this little pocket here. And when you finish this pad, you can simply insert another notepad. This concludes my review of my waterfall journal. This is a simple and easy gift idea. You can further embellish it if you like, or if this is going inside another package. You can keep it simple and plain, but it still makes a lovely presentation. Please be sure to join me tomorrow for a new project using the Mintay Dreamer collection. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye for now, and happy crafting.